Going to speak. Yeah. Please put your hands together for the man of the moment. Let's get ready to rumble! It's my brother. Okay, right, okay. Don't worry, it's not a long speech, it's only like 20 pages long. Friends, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, wrong gig. I'm not used to public speaking, so I read a book, and it told me to imagine you all naked. So girls, fantastic. Guys, it's not that cold, by the way. If you're here, you're amongst the 50 people that me and Juliet hold most dear to our hearts. So first of all, thank you all for coming, and yeah, and the good thing about having a budget wedding is that you get your mates to help out, and we're in China, so we pay less than minimum wage. Brilliant. Really good, it's really good. We're not rich financially, but we're rich in other ways, with friendships. We've had over like 20 people helping us today, and you've no idea how much we appreciate what you've done today. You don't really know who your friends are until you need them. Anyone can boast of a gazillion friends on Facebook or having a beer buddy in a bar and all that kind of thing, but you guys have been with us through thick and thin, and you've been with us through the good times and the bad times, and I think I'm like qualified to judge you as cherished friends. That's only page 1. We've given each of our friends a job today, like a bit of a company, so we've given them all job titles, so I'd like to thank you all and let you know who's what and what's going on. We'll start with Brent, the bar manager. Give it up for Brent. He's your best friend today. He's going to give you drinks all day, so he's your best friend. He's also gifted us a sound system for today as well, so he is a sound man. That's exactly what he is. He's always there to lend a beer and lend an ear. So I first met Brent about 20 years ago, and he's been solid ever since, so thanks, Brent. Lynn, where's Lynn? There she is. Lynn, give it up for Lynn over there. The lovely Lynn, the maid of honour. She sorted my Irish mate out, Sean. Where is he? Where's Sean? There he is. Good and proper. No more all dayers in the pub. Coming home at 6 o'clock in the morning, singing and dancing. So I'm hoping that that during this marriage that Juliet takes all of Lynn's advice and ignores it. No, we wouldn't be where we are without you, so thank you for sending messages every day to say how are you. I really appreciate it. Anna, where's Anna? There she is. My songwriting partner, bandmate, and the most organised person that I know. Yay. She's today's event manager, and if she tells you to do something, just do it. You know? She's Russian, I've warned you. I saw a guy grab her ass about 2 weeks ago at the jam night, and she gave him a look that was almost like he'd kidnapped her grandfather. It was awful. So thanks, Anna. Had a job of the day. Been great. Shawnee! There you are. Shawnee, head groomsman, and that today means making sure everyone's got a drink. We used to work together at Share's Bar, and Sean was always the life and soul of the bar, and he's an Irishman, so he's always dealing out whiskey and whatever, he's always dealing the crack. And that's crack cocaine, by the way. It was back in the day. It was perfectly normal back in the day, it was okay. Bay and George, where's Bay and George? Bay and George.
Over here.
Give it up for today's live music guests. Thanks to our jam night, I've been lucky enough to meet the best musicians in the city. Unfortunately, none of them could make it tonight. No, but Bay and George are fantastic. Anton, where's Anton? Is he gone? Anton's gone. Yeah, Anton, wonderful string quartet with David Victor and Irina. Amazing. And it was amazing to hear the string quartet as we left the ceremony. It was mind-blowing. John McTammany. Where's John? Father John McTammany. Who'd have think it? We wanted to choose John because he's lived with us for 2 years and he's seen the best of us. He's seen the best of times and the worst of times for us. Like throwing pots at each other and screaming obscenities. And he's seen the bad times as well. No, he's always been there on both sides, giving us realistic, wise and neutral advice. And we thought if anyone can drag us in front of a lot of people to make a peaceful promise, you're the man. Thanks, man. I love you. Rachel Addy, the Hindu organiser. Hangzhou's very own network queen. An all-round good egg. Proper northern lass. She organised the Hindu party. She got a male lap dancer, male stripper for Hindu. Although I don't think it should be me that should be thanking you. I think it should be Juliet. Next morning, Juliet said to me, the last time I saw something that big was coming out of my jumbo sausage machine. Or whatever she calls it. Sonny and Baby G. Where's Sonny and Baby G? Over there, great. The wedding consultant and the cutest flower girl. Where is she? Where's Sonny? Jen? Oh, this is for you. The most gorgeous, radiant and hilarious Sonny from the Netherlands. Her husband, Manu, and her are probably Hangzhou's coolest couple. She's given us some great advice in Dutch. Mostly, she said, Krik allemaal de tering, het is jouw dag. Which is Dutch for like, I hope all your guests enjoy themselves. Lindsay! Where's Lindsay? Lindsay. The lovely Lindsay from my family's homeland of Scotland, the voice of an angel, and she's doing a very fitting tribute later on in Carbon to a very special person in my life, so thanks in advance, mate. Great. Lila, where's Lila? Lila's the head of logistics today. She's also Juliet's right-hand woman in the kitchen, and she helps prepare the lovely sausages and pies that Julie does. Did I say Julie? Juliet. Yeah, get the name right. Just get the name right. Okay, funny story though, last week she got her hand stuck in the meat grinder. Oh! Ow! Yeah, you might ask, what did we do with the meat grinder? Juliet had to take him to hospital. The one and only Matt Brock. Where's Matt Brock? There he is at the end there. The one and only. In my opinion, one of the finest colouring minds in Hangzhou. When he saw this buffet out, he would ask me like, what do you think of this? It's like grissini, prosciutto, pipellini, topped with scorpione. I'm like, everyone. But seriously, what this man can't do with his hands is not worth doing. So please give it up for Matt Brock, Master Baker. That's Master Baker, by the way. Chris from the Wyndham, he's gone now, but bless him. Chris Wyndham, or you know, Karma Chris, he's our accommodation manager for tonight and tomorrow. He's lovely. Nothing faces this guy, which is amazing. And next is the beautiful Eve Casco. Come on, give it up for Eve. She's today's official photographer. She's the best in town. One of the best in town. Sorry, yes. Sorry, brings her. Yeah. And so you'll see all your photos across social media tomorrow. So behave yourselves. All my friends. Sorry, I'd like to thank all my friends that have come from far and wide. We've got Chris from the UK and Paul all the way from Australia. Yeah. 4,000 miles, both of them, 4,000 miles. They heard there was a free bar, and they just came. Yeah, I know. Paul's brought the miracle cure, by the way. He's brought this miracle hangover cure, which I think is bullshit. I don't think it works at all, but, you know, we'll do it. No, where's Chris? Chris is our sound engineer. I met Chris when I had a recording studio in Rochdale, and the sound engineers in China were so bad that we made Chris come over here 4,000 miles to make sure we don't get any feedback. Paul Flouch, all the way from the former British prison colony of Australia. Paul's actually one of my biggest patrons. He commissioned a big painting, a big family painting for him. So, no, mate, cheers. Seriously, I really appreciate you coming over, man. It's too touching. The family, the Monroes. Give it up for the Monroes. They got here. They got here. They got here. Yeah, my family. For those of you who have not met my family, I'll keep it simple. Think of the Simpsons and Family Guy. They had a party. They had a family. Put them up for adoption, and they were taken by wolves. No, where I was now, it was for you guys. You guys have shaped me, and I love you so much. Totally do. Let's give it up for Don. Thank you. Don't call him Donald. Don't call him Donald. He doesn't like being called Donald. Now, last 2 years, doesn't like being called Donald. You know, Trump and all that kind of thing. Because one's like a narcissistic control freak with dodgy coloured hair. The other is my wonderful brother. Oh, thanks, bro. You've been an inspiration to me all my life, and you organised an amazing stag party, and I'm sure... Oh, yeah. I'm sure your speech was half as funny as this. Mum, where are you? Mum, how are you? Good. How are you now? This is my mum. She said to me today, she said, son, I'm very proud. And she walked in, she said, I'm really proud. And I smiled and I asked her. And I said, why? She said, my youngest son's getting married to a strong, beautiful woman, and I've only had 1 bottle of wine so far. I've always been like I've always been a mummy's boy, and that's where I get my sensitive, caring side from. And my love of alcohol as well. So. She's always encouraged me to be open. She's always encouraged me to be open and to tell people the truth and this kind of thing. I really respect you for that. So I've got her to thank for my broken nose and broken eyeball and this kind of thing. But no, Mum, thanks. You've taught me so much, and you explain why I adore strong, independent, smart women. Fiona! Where's Fiona? There she is, lady in red. Look at you. I'll keep you showing. Yeah. That's my dear sister. You know, when I was younger, she used to lock her bedroom door, dress me up in girls' clothes, and take photographs. It was the 70s.
She made me do it.
And she stopped doing that. No, she did stop doing that when I was 25. No, she's amazing. My gorgeous sister, and the only reason that I'm trying to be funny at the moment is to hear that belly laugh that you do. Someone who can't be here today is my dear old man. Now, we lost him about 10 years ago, but he's never been far from our thoughts and our personalities. Dad never got to meet Juliet, but she knows from the... Sorry. Oh boy. Okay, Dad never got to meet Juliet, but she knows him from all the stories that I tell her, and he would definitely approve. With that smile, that fiery temperament, and that flirtatious behaviour, I'm sure Juliet would love him too. He'd now be a couple of whiskies in, winking at the bridesmaids, singing songs nobody wants to hear, that lasted half an hour, a bit like Don will be in about half an hour's time. Anastasia, where's Anastasia? There you are. The adorable Anastasia is the decorations planner for today. She's transformed the place from a lovely little garden to a dream venue, so thank you, sweetheart. Juliet's family. That's the header. Henry and Linda. Where's Henry and Linda?
I see Henry.
There's Henry. Where's Linda?
Henry, come on. Let's try and make you cry again. Henry and Linda. Where's Linda?
She's on the phone. She's coming.
Oh, Linda. Henry and Linda are amazing and fascinating people. They were the first generation after Mao to start using universities again. They both became English professors. So I don't have to learn Chinese, which is great. They've been incredibly supportive and kind to us, and I'd just like to say thank you very much, Dad. Thanks, Mum. I also want to thank all my new family that I've met here today, and I look forward to getting to know you all. Right, I think that's it for all the thanks. Anybody else? Nobody else?
Oh! Is that
Anybody
it?
else to thank? I don't know.
Juliet.
Hmm?
Juliet.
Finally. Where do I start?
Hilarious.
Where do I start? We met about 6 years ago, and I was in a band called the Shaker Makers.
Yes.
We were pretty rock and roll, ladies. We were pretty rock and roll. We were 3 middle-aged guys. And then I remember one time, we ordered 2 pizzas for delivery and only ate 1.
Rock and roll! Rock and
It was
roll!
crackers. Crazy days. No, Juliet was our sort of manager, which was no mean feat. She was booking us gigs around supermarkets and this kind of thing. Real estate places. And we got like silly amounts of money. And I learned very quickly that this girl has a knack of kicking grown men's asses into shape. And stopping from fighting with the agents and everything. I would turn up late for gigs, guitar slung around the shoulder, sunglasses on, and she would give me this look that was like, ooh. Yeah. See that? Oh yeah, there we go. And I quite liked it actually, it was quite good. When we first started dating, she arrived at my apartment one night with had a couple of drinks, and she walked in wearing these hot pants and high heel shoes. She looked like a newborn giraffe, and I thought, she's the girl for me. She's the girl for me. So we started dating. I remember our first date really well. I took her up the mountain. She loved it. What are you talking about? We laughed and talked for hours about family, friends, music, movies, and this has carried on through our relationship. We've been through a lot together, and we've always been able to talk things through, which I think is a quality that's really important in marriage. I also noticed early on that when she laughed, she had this gorgeous, amazing smile where her cheekbones went up and a smile, it was amazing. So during our marriage, that's my mission, just to keep you smiling. That's a crowd pleaser. I've always dreamt of marrying an exotic foreign lady with, you know, many people have asked me over the years, so you were the Chinese girl, how does that work, you know? How do you get over the language barrier? It's a really good question actually, but with me and Juliet there's never been a big problem, because my Chinese is brilliant. Will I be a good husband? Rhetorical question, good, excellent, nobody answered it. Well, I think I'm loyal, I think I'm dedicated, I think I'm loving, I think I'm caring, I think I'm sensitive. But then again, I think I can sing and play the guitar, so... No, it's the most important decision of my life, and the most enjoyable one as well. And it's a decision that's taken me a while to make, about 30 years. I've given it a lot of thought, and when I make a big decision, I always try and read about the critics of a decision to see what they say about it and this kind of thing. So I've got a little book here, and I've looked at the critics. Yeah, got a book. Where is it? Yeah. So, yeah. Can't find the page. Oh, okay, yeah. Marriage part. So I'm reading about this kind of thing, and here's a quote from a very famous French philosopher and thinker called Honoré de Balzac. Wasn't in the vows either. And he said, a man cannot marry before he has studied anatomy and has dissected at least one woman. I think O.J. Simpson got it the wrong way around. There's another one from Zaza Gabor who said, a man in love is incomplete until he is married, then he's finished. And Shakespeare, you know Shakespeare, William Shakespeare, right? Oh, great, wrote sonnets, brilliant. This is what he said about marriage. Many a good hanging prevents a bad marriage. Come on, Will, sort it out. So I've read the critics, they're full of shit, and sorry. Okay. So we don't need those naysayers. We don't need any naysayers. No, to me, marriage is a subjective thing. You get from it what you give to it. As the Beatles famously wrote in the last track of the final album, and in the end, the love you make is equal to the love you take. I'm gonna take. I'm never gonna take my foot off the accelerator because we're gonna be together forever. If anything, the importance of the commitment requires you to be more attentive, understanding, and communicate yourselves well. The very nature of a lifetime commitment means these areas should be focused on, and I promise I'll do my best to fulfill them. That's a shit job, when I say that. Those of you who know Juliet know she's very pedantic. Her catchphrase is yes, but. And I'm surprised now that she's done.
Yeah, but.
Yeah, there we go, there we go. No, Juliet tolerates my stupidity, my ignorance, my humour, my daydreaming and my stupid ideas. She'll make a great mum as well. My final thank you is to my adorable wife. I've kept this short and sweet, because she is. I've kept this light and snappy, because she is. But most of all, I've tried to keep this speech full of love and warmth, because she is. I'd like to sign off now by telling my wife those 3 little words that every loving husband should say at least once a day. You're right, dear. Ladies and gentlemen, please raise your glasses to my wife, my best mate, my soulmate, my everything, Juliet.
Don't cry!
Don't cry!
Don't cry!
Oh, my.